This video will show you how to upload geospatial data to the National Zoning Atlas editor. Usually, a team's geospatial analysts will be in charge of this task. The information discussed in this video corresponds to Section 5E of the How to Make a Zoning Atlas Guide. This tutorial uses QGIS to demonstrate these steps. If you are using ArcGIS, please refer to the guide for alternate instructions. Remember, your geospatial data is only ready to be uploaded to the editor after you have completed the steps in sections 5A through 5D of the How-To Guide. If you've missed something, it's likely the editor may reject your files. Please ensure your data is cleaned, conformed, and ready for import before moving on. First, check to see if your zoning districts are contained within a single contiguous polygon. Many we have found are not, and instead are often fragmented into islands or several separate polygons into which the jurisdiction is separated. As you can see, this region of Meriden is split into several polygons. Since each zoning district in a jurisdiction must appear only once in your geospatial data, it is important that you combine the portions of a zoning district split across islands into one contiguous entity, which we call a multi-polygon. To combine islands into a multi-polygon, you can use the Dissolve tool. As you do so, make sure that Keep Disjoint Features Separate is not checked. Once you are done editing and ready to import, you should save your geospatial file as a GeoJSON file. To do this, right-click the layer name, then click Export, followed by Save Features As, before selecting GeoJSON as the file type. Before finishing, be sure to check that EPSG 4326 is selected as the projection. You will need to import geospatial boundaries for your jurisdictions separately from boundaries for zoning districts. When importing jurisdiction boundaries, your file must contain attributes for county and jurisdiction. When importing zoning districts, your data must include both county and jurisdiction attributes, as well as abbreviated district name. To successfully import geospatial data, all zoning districts must have an abbreviated district name attribute that corresponds to an abbreviated district name already loaded into the editor by zoning code analysts. If this is not the case, the editor will not be able to match your geospatial data to the appropriate zoning code data. Also keep in mind that whether you are importing boundaries for jurisdictions or zoning districts, the geospatial data you upload will overwrite any previously uploaded data with the same attributes. The editor has options to upload multiple features at once or just a single feature. To import a single feature, go to the top of the page for the corresponding jurisdiction or zoning district and press Update Jurisdiction Footprint or Update Zoning District Boundary as appropriate. To batch upload multiple features, go to the Import page of the editor, click Import Jurisdiction Footprints or Import Zoning District Boundaries as appropriate, and fill out the required fields. Be careful that you do not unintentionally overwrite geospatial data you have already imported. This error happens most often when importing data for many features at once. When you do large uploads, double-check to confirm that you are not overwriting finished boundaries with incorrect or outdated earlier versions. After an upload, you may receive an overlap warning, like this one, in the gray box to the right of this image. This warning indicates that the geometry in question overlaps another geometry of the same type. In other words, that a jurisdiction you uploaded overlaps another jurisdiction, or a zoning district you uploaded overlaps another zoning district. To fix this, you will have to manually edit your geospatial boundaries in QGIS using the methods we have described in previous videos. First, identify the overlaps by using the topology checking tools and by consulting reference layers like the official zoning map. Then, Use manual editing methods to rectify these overlaps. Finally, export your geospatial data as a GeoJSON file and import them. As we discussed earlier in this video, you should avoid overwriting already imported data wherever possible to reduce the risk of error. Accordingly, when fixing overlap issues, try to import just those features that the editor flagged as errors. In other words, you do not need to import the data that the editor accepted in the initial import. And there it is. Successful geospatial data imports will feed directly into the public map, where they will be joined seamlessly with textual zoning data. And just like that, you made yourself a zoning atlas. That's it. Thanks for joining us for this tutorial for the National Zoning Atlas.